guards in the country and #1 from the state of Massachusetts. During his senior season, he averaged 34.5 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, 3 blocks, and 10 assists per game. Others include being the #2 point guard in the class of 1995, as well as being named to the 1995 McDonald's All-American team. From Beaver Country Day High School in Boston, Massachusetts, wearing #1, a 6'2" guard, Wayne Turner. A strong guard who loves to drive to the basket, according to Blue Chip Illustrated. In his senior season, he averaged 26.2 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals per game. His honor roll includes the New York City All-City team and the De La Salle Classic MVP. From high school, the Bronx, New York, a 6'2" guard wearing #3, Charlton Clark. The #1 player from the state of Tennessee. This young man averaged 22.4 points, 8.9 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2.5 blocks per game. His honors include being the 1995 District and Regional MVP, All-District Tournament team the last 3 years, twice a Martin Luther King All-Tournament Team selection with MVP honors, and the Tennessee Gatorade Player of the Year. From Fairleigh High School in Memphis, Tennessee, a 6'4" forward wearing #4, Marlon Towns. Considered one of the all-time greats in the storied history of New York City basketball, this young man averaged 27.5 points and 3.75 steals per game. His honors include being the Gatorade and Parade National Player of the Year, a first-team All-State, and a Street and Smith All-American from Abraham Lincoln High School in Brooklyn, New York. A 6'2" guard wearing #12, Stephon Marbury. Ranked as the premier off-guard in the senior class nationally, he averaged 22 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, and 5 blocks per game. His honors include being named to Blue Chip's 1994 All-American Dream Team, 2 years All-County, 2 years All-State, 1995 state champion, and Florida's Mr. Basketball from Mainland High School in Ormond Beach, Florida. A 6'6" guard wearing #25, Vince Carter. One of the top 25 seniors in the nation, according to the Recruiter's Handbook. He averaged 26 points, 15 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 blocks, and 7 assists per game. A 3-time first-team All-State selection, Section 5 Player of the Year, and nominated as New York State's Player of the Year Mr. Basketball from Pittsburgh's Sutherland High School in Pittsburgh, New York. A 6'7" forward wearing #34, Ryan Buckfast. A highly rated player from the state of Michigan. His season average for 94-95 was an impressive 24 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 block shots per game. A first-team All-State selection from John Glenn High School in Inkster, Michigan. A 6'11" center wearing #42, Guy Rucker. Listed by the Recruiter's Handbook as one of the top 25 seniors in the nation, this young man averaged 24 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals, and 8 blocked shots per game. An All-County and All-State selection from Miami Northwestern High School in Miami, Florida. A 6'8" forward wearing #45, Tim James. The best senior shot blocker in the country today, according to the Recruiter's Handbook. He averaged 27 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 per game. A Parade All-American and first-team All-State from Farragut High School in Chicago, Illinois. A 6'10" center wearing #50, Kevin Garnett. One of the top big men in the class of 1995, according to Hoop Scoop. This young man averaged 25 points, 14.8 rebounds per game. A parade all of 1995 All-County Garnett Newspapers All-Star and nominated as New York State Player of the Year, Mr. Basketball, from Dobbs Ferry High School in Dobbs Ferry, New York. A 7-foot center wearing number 52, Mark Blood. The head coach of the East All-Stars is Bobby Hartstein from Abraham Lincoln High School in Brooklyn, New York. And now, the West All-Stars. Considered as the best high school senior from the state of Alabama, this young man averaged 26.6 points, 5 rebounds, 6 steals, and 2 blocks per game. His list of honors include being named First Team All-State, 1993-94 King Cotton, the 1994 Gator Classic MVP, and receiving the 1994 ABC D-Camp All-Tournament Coaches Award. From Jefferson Davis High School in Montgomery, Alabama, a 6'2" guard wearing number 2, Brian Booyah. A Blue Chip Illustrated calls him the best pure athlete in the senior class. He averaged 31 points, 15.9 rebounds, 3.2 steals, and 4 blocks per game. His honors include the 1994 Summer Junior Olympic High School Gold Medal Team, Michigan All-Dream Team for 1994, a 1994 All-State Selection, and the 1994 Summer National AAU MVP from Inkster High School in Inkster, Michigan. A 6'6" forward, wearing number 5, Albert. Hoop Scoop revealed that this young man is in the top echelon of this year's senior class. His numbers are an impressive 15.7 points, 19.8 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. His list of honors include being named to Michigan's 1994 All-State Team, Conference MVP, First Team All-City, and a 1995 State Championship. From Flint Northern High School in Flint, Michigan, a 6'8" forward, wearing number 10, Antonio Smith. Recruiter's Handbook calls this young man a smart playmaker with deceptive quickness. He averaged 19.7 points and 1 assist per game. His honors include CU League MVP, All-CIF First Team, and the top point guard in the Western United States. From Tustin High School in Orange, California, a 6'1" guard wearing number 11, Garnett. Referred to as the total package by Round Ball Review, he averaged 22.4 points, 6.7 rebounds, 3.8 steals, and 1.1 blocks per game. His honors include First Team All-State Selection, both as a junior and a senior, and being named as an All-American in both his junior and senior seasons by Street and Smith, USA Today, and Slam Magazine. From Thompson High School in Thompson, Georgia, a 6'4" guard wearing number 14, Martico Kobe. One of the top 10 seniors in the nation today. His numbers are an impressive 28.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.3 steals per game. His honors include being named to Colorado's All-State Team for 4 years running, twice named as Colorado's Mr. Basketball, selected to play for the USA Men's Junior Olympic Team in Argentina, and has received All-America honors from Street and Smith, USA Today, and Parade Magazine. From George Washington High School in Denver, Colorado, a 6'3" guard wearing number 22, Chauncey Billups. And unfortunately, he will be sidelined due to injury this afternoon. The Recruiter's Handbook lists this young man as one of the top 10 seniors in the country. This year, he averaged 22.5 points, 11 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 blocks per game. His accolades include MVP Best in the West Tourney, All-Tourney Las Vegas Invitational, and was named to the 1995 McDonald's All-America team. From Inglewood High School in Los Angeles, California, a 6'7" forward wearing number 24, Paul Pierce. Proclaimed by blue ribbon as the best senior in the state of Missouri. This young man averaged 14 points, 17 rebounds, 3.4 steals, and 2.1 blocks per game. His honor roll includes All-State, All-Metro, Parade, All-American, Hoop Scoop Player of the Summer from Central High School in Kansas City, Missouri. A 6'7" forward wearing number 33, Derek Hood. The Recruiter's Handbook calls this next young man a man mountain with skills to match. Blue Chip Illustrated calls him a tremendously agile big man who's simply unstoppable inside. He averaged 22.4 points, 15.8 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 3 blocks per game. He is 1995's Michigan's Mr. Basketball from Murray Bright High School in Detroit, Michigan. A 6'8" center wearing number 35, Robert Taylor. Blue Chip Illustrated calls this next young man a smooth, high-flying wing who scores at will. He's among the top dozen seniors in the nation. He averaged 25 points and 14 rebounds per game. His accolades include being named to the Parade All-America Dream Team and the Detroit Free Press Dream Team, and a 3-time All-American. From Buena Vista High School in Saginaw, Michigan, a 6'7" forward wearing number 44, Terrence Boobersack. One of the top 6 seniors in the nation according to the Recruiter's Handbook. This young man averaged an impressive 30.6 points and 11.9 rebounds per game. His honors include the 1994 Junior National Team, Mr. Georgia Cobb Co-Player of the Year, Team MVP, All-County, All-State, All-Metro teams, as well as being Quad A Player of the Year. From Wheeler High School in Marietta, Georgia, a 6'10" forward wearing number 55, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. The head coach of the West All-Stars is Patrick Roy from Inglewood High School in Los Angeles, California. And today's honorary head coach from Hanging with Mr. Gooper is Mark Curry.
Best high school players in America, and the charity is going to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeast Michigan, the caring program for children. There is Stephon Marbury, the point guard for the East, and at the banquet last night, Dick, you absolutely embarrassed and I'm sure scared to death Bobby Cremins of Georgia Tech with a funny story.
Well, I thought we had a lot of fun last night at the banquet, and you know, Jerry Tarkanian now the new coach of Fresno, and certainly Jerry's going after the best players available. So I got up last night and we staged a whole scene, Stephon and myself.
Stephon very serious.
Oh, very serious. And I was very serious. I said, look, before the banquet starts tonight, we have a special announcement. I said, Stephon is so nervous right now, and he wants to get this off his chest so he can enjoy the evening, and it's really, really tearing him up inside. Well, we have Stephon here, who's recognized as the premier point guard in America. He would like to make an announcement. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, Stephon Marbury verbally committed to Georgia Tech, but he has had now a change of heart, and he will be joining the Jerry Tarkanian of Fresno State. Well, some of the writers were running out. I said, wait a minute, we're only joking, baby.
Well, you had members of the media absolutely flying out of the banquet to make those phone calls, but Stephon Marbury will be going to Georgia Tech, and you said when Bobby Cremins heard that, his head would look like yours.
Oh, if Bobby Cremins was there, I think all his white hair would have been gone.
Here's the ceremonial jump ball with the mayor of Detroit doing the honors.
Looks like the mayor sees the same barber I do, Mr. Archer. The mayor, Dennis Archer. Look at him. Oh, he can't toss it up. I'll tell you what. He can't wear the striped shirt and be a zebra.
Antonio Smith for the West, number 10, a 6'8" player from Flint, Michigan. Went to Flint Northern High School, will jump center against 7-foot-tall Mark Blunt from Dobbsbury, New York, 7 feet tall.
Well, Flint Northern High School has come into its own again. They had lots of success. When you look at the East starting lineup right now, you'll see guys interchanged constantly. But Flint Northern in the early 70s, Bill Frieda led them to back-to-back state championships. And now they're back in the limelight again. They won the state title this year.
And here we go. And for the West, Brian Williams will be their point guard. And they get a load of Derek Hood, who can't finish. And the rebound is pulled down by the East. Charlton Clark, 6'2" player from Bronx, New York, averaged 26 points per game.
He's got a great smile. He's narrowed his choices down to being a Husky or to play for the Minutemen at Massachusetts.
Tim James, with that great leaping ability, misses the jumper. Back the other way comes the West. And Terrence Roberson, who has not made a commitment where he wants to play college basketball.
Roberson has a lot of skills. He's from out of Saginaw, Michigan, and he really wants to be impressive here today.
So Derek Hood scores the first basket of the game. He's from Kansas City, Missouri, went to Central High School.
He'll be going out to Arkansas. He'll be a Razorback.
They'll be losing Corliss Williamson, but they get the great player in Derek Hood. So we are tied at 2 in the Magic Johnson All-Star Classic. Cummings, Williams, Hood, and Roberson joining Smith for that West team. And the 3 is missed by the West, Brian Williams. In a slow beginning, we had a sensational offensive affair last year, a 6-point win. That was claimed 141-135. Won by the East with Felipe Lopez leading the way.
Well, the defense a little tight early in the game, but as the game gets on, you'll see more and more transition basketball up and down the floor. Smith with the score inside. He's going out to Michigan State.
And Antonio Smith, the late ads. We will not see Chauncey Billups in this game because of a bad shoulder, who is a great player, the best player in the state of Colorado.
Yeah, he's staying home, too. Chauncey going to University of Colorado, one of the great recruiting coups. Many people thought he'd go to Georgia Tech or Oklahoma State.
Turner hits from outside.
They're going to love him down at Kentucky. He'll put a lot of points on the board. Had 62 in one game this year in high school. He'll be playing there for Kentucky for Rick Pitino.
And there's the steal.
Let's see.
And coming back the other way, the alley-oop, and Towns cannot finish. But you had a funny story last night with the Hall of Fame Classic featuring Georgia Tech and Kentucky this year. And what did Mr. Turner say to Stephon Marbury?
Well, he says, you tell Stephon to be ready in that opening game. And then Stephon had a little message for him. He says, I will be ready when Georgia Tech plays Kentucky. I know I'm going to be on the floor, but will he be on the floor? I actually made that up, or Stephon really didn't say that. The place went wild. That opens up on ESPN, the Hall of Fame tip-off, Georgia Tech and Kentucky.
Well, you had Wayne Turner all embarrassed, and Kentucky with a great team coming back next year. Hood missing the hook, but getting his own rebound. He averaged close to 16 rebounds per game in high school at Kansas City Central.
Yeah, he's an excellent offensive rebounder, very athletic. He'll fit in perfect in the system at Arkansas, where they have the best recruiting class in the nation coming in. They really hit the junior college ranks big, bringing in a backcourt of Jesse Pate and Marcus Saxon, both from out of Chipola Junior College in Florida. Nolan Richardson's gang will be back in the hunt again.
But where will Nolan be?
Oh, he'll be back at Arkansas. I really believe that. He will be back at Arkansas. He loves it down there. He's got a great facility, one of the great facilities in America.
All right, the East comes back. Tim James going into the corner to Marlon Towns, who cannot score, and pulling it down for the West.
James
Williams will lead the break.
James will be playing at Miami, playing at Northwestern High School in Miami. He'll be there with Leonard Hamilton, who did a great job this year with Miami.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise. There were a number of players in the state of Florida. You mentioned Vince Carter, who broke Lon Kruger's heart when you saw him in the airport, and he thought he might be going to Florida.
Yeah, Lon Kruger told me he's been recruiting him, I guess, basically for about 4 years, and he really was brokenhearted because he loved him. He told me in his 10 years of recruiting, he's the best he's ever recruited. As you look at Tim James and Leonard Hamilton, will love having this guy. 24 a game, 12 rebounds. Miami, Florida. What a turnaround they had in their program this year.
And this young man, one of the great leapers in all of high school basketball, he broke the Florida high school high jump record, 7 feet 2 inches.
That is flying. He's up and away.
Here is Roberson. Missing the bank, getting his own rebound and scoring.
Great offensive rebound. He wanted to initially go to Michigan, and then they pulled away. And that was blocked by Roberson. He said, but the next thing is maybe I'll go to Michigan State and play against them and make them realize they made a mistake.
Well, here comes the East, Charlton Clark. shooting the three and missing off the right side of the iron.
Comes from an outstanding program, St. Raymond's. Gary DeCesar does a solid job with that program.
Here's Clark down the lane scoring.
Nice cut by Clark.
Now we're going. Cummings has to chase it down in the corner, and he's successful in his save. And Cummings will now reward himself with a three-point goal.
Montego Cummings going out to Pittsburgh, where they have one of the better recruiting classes in America also. Ralph Willard, what a job he's done. Michael Gill will be going there. Isaac Hawkins. Wayne Turner, he's a scoring machine, an absolute scoring machine, Steve.
Averaged 34.5 points per game at Beaver Country Day in Boston. Brian Williams comes right back to score. He was a huge scorer at Jefferson Davis High School in Montgomery, Alabama, averaging close to 27 per game.
He's like Turner. They're lead guards. They can put a lot of points on the board. They think score as well as pass. Williams been playing for Alabama, stayed home. Crimson Tide's got a good one in Williams.
Derek Hood looking for the alley-oop, but it is knocked away beautifully as Montego Cummings tried for the finish. And finally, Derek Hood with the follow.
Hood's one of those kids that hangs around, runs the court, good quickness. As you mentioned earlier, 16 rebounds a game.
We've got a timeout on the floor with 5 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And the West has jumped in front of the East, who won last year's Classic by 6 points. Right now, it's a 5-point West Coast lead. Marbury, the coach, very happy.
Hey, baby, let's find out what the pros think of the new Adidas basketball shoes. First up is the real high riser, Stacey Ortman.
Well, Dick.
Slam Jam Bam, baby, and over here's TTP or Deadlift Shrimp.
They really helped me, you know.
They helped you shoot the rock. And here's Diaper Dandy, Jalen Rose, and his fast break low.
I think
and
that.
finally, here's the human eraser, the Kemi Mutombo.
They're very light, and they look good on my feet.
He's 7'2". He could talk as long as he wants.
I did like was
Going to be to that Kentucky team where they got a loaded baseline. They need some help on a perimeter.
The alley-oop is denied as it hit the side of the glass before the athlete could reach it. Tim James coming the other way, and this guy, well, not only with the great lift, but he's got the long arms. I mean, Tim James is listed 6'8", but you talk about wingspan, he might be a relationship to a 6'10" player.
Well, with his great high jumping ability, 7'2", high jumper, that's a great coup for Leonard Hamilton, keeping him at home.
Let's take a look at that last fast break, and you talked about Wayne Turner.
See the look. He looks no-look pass, makes like the Magic Johnson style, gives the no-look. What a great highlights film. It was great watching all the youngsters watching Magic on that film. It was incredible watching that video.
Sometimes you forget how great he really was.
Their eyes were like half dollars. They were just staring in awe watching Irving. He gave a great message, by the way, also about the importance of being more than a hoopster.
Williams goes behind his back, but misses his target, Terrence Roberson.
See, I think everybody in a game like this tries to be spectacular, tries to be showtime, and they try to make that extra pizzazz.
Here comes Turner. Charlton Clark for three, and he misses terribly. And the rebound is pulled down by the West. Terrence Roberson. Roberson has it stripped as he tried to feed that basketball inside to Derek Hood. We've got 4:07 to play here in the first quarter, and the East has scored 3 after the break, 14-12.
You know, Steve, Terrence Roberson's an interesting story. I think he has realized his mistake. He was knocked off the team, suspended at the end of the year in a high school before the state tournament at Saginaw, where he played at Buena Vista under an outstanding coach, Coach Reed. He really was a little discipline problem at the end of the season, and I really think he has matured. Spoke to him yesterday, spoke to his dad. He's made some mistakes, and he's got to look to his future. Young people sometimes make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I've made mistakes in my life, and I think it's all going to be ahead of him now, and he's trying to get everything together so he could go on and be himself an outstanding college player, and he really wants to go to Michigan State.
Well, there were words that Jerry Charkanian would be giving him a call, and he is a young player who would fit in immediately with that basketball team. Well, we've got National Hockey Night coming your way. San Jose Sharks against the Chicago Blackhawks. That's Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern time.
High school he played at produced Mark Macon, who went on to fame down at Temple. This place will lift out of its feet. when Mr. Marbury and Mr. Garnett start to razzle and dazzle them.
A nice offensive rebound by the East and Marlon Towns, but he cannot finish. So Williams takes it the other way and tries to feed corner to Derek Hood and throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, Williams right now trying to be a little too flashy in transition. And remember, these kids haven't practiced a great deal together. As we look at the coaching staff, Bobby Hartstein, he coached Mr. Marbury, and to his right, his assistant coach, Gerard Bell.
Clark with a pretty drive. He averaged 26 points a game at St. Raymond's High School.
They had so many injuries, their high school team this year. Oh, great alley-oop. Good eye contact.
Bontigo Cummings.
They're going to love him at Pittsburgh. Ralph Willard this year to win 10 games. They had no talent at all down there, really. Next year, we'll have 5 new players playing. Jerry McCullough comes back, an outstanding point guard who had the knee problem last year. And they add those recruits, Michael Gill from Dunbar out of Washington, D.C., Isaac Hawkins. It's going to be great.
All right, timeout on the floor. 2:51 to play. First period, the West by 16-14 over the East at Magic Johnson's Round Ball Classic. About Bontigo Cummings with this brilliant pass from Brian Williams.
Yeah, Williams with the alley-oop, and there's Mr. Cummings. He'll electrify him down in Pittsburgh. He's from Thompson, Georgia. Ralph Willard's on cloud 9 that he committed, and they're really excited about getting him. He's a combination athlete who possesses a lot of athletic skills. That means jumping ability, good lateral quickness.
He was a quarterback in high school, so he has some leadership skills to go with that. And again, that ball fumbled in the lane. It looked like Hood had the shot, but decided for the interior pass to Antonio Smith, who already has 8 rebounds in this game.
Doesn't shock you, though. He's averaged 19 rebounds a game in the past. His brother plays with the Minnesota Vikings, Fernando, linebacker. But see, he's smart. He went to hoops. Forgot about putting the helmet on.
You got that right.
And knocking people down. I love this guy. I love Mr. Turner. I think Mr. Turner, when you hook him up with guys like Prickett and guys like Pope and Antoine Walker and McCarty, Kentucky preseason is going to be my #1 team in the nation. Coming out of the gate, Kentucky, to me, will be loaded next season.
Even without Roderick Rhodes.
Oh, they're going to have great. Derek Anderson's going to step in. He's a transfer from out of Ohio State. You add Turner to the lineup. Great front court. And I'm assuming, though, I'm thinking that either Stackhouse or Wallace will be leaving North Carolina. If they come back, they probably will be my #1 in putting them together with Vincent Carter and Jeff McGinnis.
Well, here's Brian Williams leading the point. We'll have a completely new 5 at the break as Williams misses the turnaround.
Williams is going to be a solid player in Alabama.
Derek Hood with another rebound, and Dick, we've got Hood and Smith with close to double figures already rebounding.
Oh, look at the Chris Luck.
And Mark Blunt with the finish.
Mark Blunt, he's still open. He's been recruited right now heavily by Pittsburgh and Syracuse, and Louisville coming on late. Blunt's a kid that played at Oak Hill Academy. He's bounced around a few high schools, like 4 high schools. He's at Dobbs Ferry his senior year.
Yeah, he's part of that Oak Hill National Championship team. And he's a young man that you hope can really show the discipline to get his future together because he has such marvelous talent.
Yeah, he was on that national championship team in '94 at Oak Hill where they had Maktar Njai. They had guys like Alex Sanders.
Here's Brian Williams. And Hood tries to knock it in on another rebound by Hood. That is his 7th rebound in the first quarter.
Derek Hood, we're going to watch him right now. Duncan time. The entry inside. Look at Wayne Turner. Now watch the little dish. There's the no look, and Mr. Blunt. Mr. Blunt also played with Stackhouse and also Jeff McGinnis when he was at Oak Hill for 1 year.
And Tim James just scored. He has now 8 points in the first quarter alone. We are tied at 20 with 40 seconds to play in the first period. Bontigo Cummings. Not this time. And the rebound by Tim James. And they'll get it up the floor immediately to Marlon Towns.
Marlon Towns, you talk about athletic ability and quickness. He's uncommitted right now, but he told me last night he wants to go to Arkansas and be a Razorback.
Oh, my. He is from the city of Memphis, Tennessee, where they get so many of their stars.
Well, in fact, he comes from the same high school, Fairleigh, where they produced Corey Beck, also Dwight Stewart, and Elmer Martin.
Some talent. One high school. Here's Roberson, Terrence Roberson.
Oh, little jam, power dunk, Mr. Roberson. Saginaw, Michigan.
And we finish finished the first period with a brilliant flurry by Terrence Roberson. So we'll come back with the second quarter. 24-22 West over the East. Terrence Roberson with the jam.
It out to Terrence Roberson, and he's going to finalize. Tom Izzo's hoping that he can be a Spartan. He's got to get his SAT scores up, Mr. Roberson. Antonio Smith, 9 rebounds already. Played on an outstanding Flint Northern team that were state champs, and they have an outstanding junior by the name of Team Cleaves, who's a quarterback as well.
Well, we've got a new 5. It'll be Ryan Blackwell, Kevin Garnett, Vince Carter, Stephon Marbury, and Guy Ruck going for the East. For the West, we'll see Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Paul Pierce, Robert Traylor, Albert White, and Doug Gottlieb.
Gottlieb's going to Notre Dame. His dad was a former coach at Jacksonville and the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Gottlieb's a solid point guard who they think will play instantly at Notre Dame. He's guarding right now Stephon Marbury. You watch number 12, people, when he touches the rock.
Oh, and a pretty move by Ryan Blackwell to go up and under. He averaged 26 points a game in Pittsburgh, New York at Sutherland High School.
Yeah, he broke Jimmy Boeheim's heart. He's going out to Illinois, going to play for Lou Henson.
Sharif Abdur-Rahim misses but gets his own rebound. He'll be going to Cal Berkeley. I had a chance to talk with Sharif about his new coach, Todd Bozeman, a friend of mine. Terrific guy in that Pac-10. And here comes Garnett, and he's looking by everybody. Garnett is ready to put on a show. He was dancing. He was doing high fives before this ball game. Meantime, the West trying to pull away as Albert White goes inside to score.
Albert White going out to Michigan will be a booster on their baseline where they're loaded. I mean, they got so much talent on that front court. Willie Mitchell, Maurice Taylor, Masio Baston, Gerard Ward, and they add Mr. White, and they're going to get Robert Traylor. My gut feeling is tomorrow at his press conference on Monday, he will announce that he will be a Wolverine.
And you said last night that will also start the day of his diet, where he's going to try and get under 300 pounds.
I'll tell you one thing, wherever he goes to school, the guy that handles the budget in terms of the athletic training budget, they're going to be sad because it's going to cost them some serious dollars.
All right, Rahim will be at the free throw line, but again, the Formula One Grand Prix of Argentina coming your way tonight. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 on the West Coast. This is the second race of the season. No one presently driving has ever won this race. 9 o'clock tonight on the Deuce.
Robert Traylor is a beautiful kid, too. His grandma really so proud of him. He's a lovable guy. He reminds me so much of a young mini version, if you can say, of a Bob Lanier. When Bob Lanier, I had a good opportunity to coach Bob, and Bob was that way, too. Gives you that big size, but he's a guy that was so huggable. And that's exactly what I see in Mr. Traylor, who's got great mobility, quick feet, good hands. He's got to get himself in a little better condition, and he knows that. He's aware of that.
Well, the East continues to struggle outside as Vince Carter missing his first shot of the afternoon. And there is Bobby Taylor.
Yeah, he's really right now. He's got a lot of coaches a little nervous waiting for his decision tomorrow. But it's just my gut feeling and being around him and talking to people, I believe he will be a Wolverine.
You know, all of his teammates were making fun of him when he said, no, I haven't made my decision yet. Traylor goes outside and misses.
Oh, Mr. Traylor! Mr. Traylor, Steve Fisher jumps out of his seat down there in Florida. He says, yes, big fella, we got a uniform for you.
I mean, that was 300 pounds getting off the ground right now and getting high in the air. Meantime, coming right back to scores Ryan Blackwell, who I really like a lot.
Yeah, Blackwell was a native. He's a native from out of Illinois. He went to live in the New York State area, but he really grew up out there. In fact, his dad hung a basket on the garage when he was a youngster, and he used to live near Ludu, Mr. Henson.
Well, he'll have a chance to work with Coach Henson.
They got some good young players coming back, Steve, at Illinois as well. Kiwan Garris.
You know, we're seeing 20 of the best. Doug Gottlieb taking it all the way, going behind his back to Traylor. What a pretty feed by the young man who's going to Notre Dame.
Yeah, he really passes well. He's got great vision. He sees everyone. He's a tremendous team player. His sister was captain of the cheerleaders down there at UCLA several years ago.
Ryan Blackwell feeds it off on the right side. to Guy Rucker, who misses off that right side. But let's go back and take a look at Doug Gottlieb and his speed, and also Robert Traylor.
Watch Mr. Gottlieb's going to make the dish.
Oh, this is on the offensive rebound.
Oh, this is the offensive rebound and a big fella. Look at this. We're watching 300 pounds. You talk about agility. Yes, he's got great agility. Robert Traylor, Mr. Basketball of Michigan.
33-26. The West has the lead on the East.
This is me 5 years ago when I joined Pound Pinchers. And this is
on ESPN.
Well, when you say Red Auerbach, you think Mr. NBA.
Oh, man, what a pass by Gottlieb, and going up to get it is Albert White.
Albert White's got the great bounce off the floor, 6'4.5", tremendous leaper. Gottlieb with the good vision and is an excellent passer out of Tustin High School. He narrowed his choices to UCLA, Florida, Connecticut, Virginia, and then decided to play for Notre Dame. There's the good look to Albert White. I just wonder where Steve Fisher is going to find all the PT with the front court players they're going to have. I mean, I named seven guys on their front court.
Paul Pierce, will it count? No, they say it was before the shot. This is the great Paul Pierce, a terrific player from Inglewood High School, whose coach, Patrick Roy, is coaching the West team.
He's from Inglewood High School, where they produced Harold Miner, and he's a very versatile player. There's Paul Pierce going to the goal, and there's the contact. They don't count it, but I'll tell you one thing. He's going to fit in perfectly with that team at Kansas with LaFrance and Pollard. You put a backcourt of Haas and Vaughn together. You add Pierce. They're going to be outstanding.
Blackwell has it blocked. Here comes Traylor.
Hello! I'm up and away. You're looking at 300 pounds, baby. I mean, they're going to love him. Look at him shaking and baking, rattle and roll.
Kevin Garnett the other way. Now we're beginning our slam fest that we expected to see here at the Palace.
Kevin Garnett's such an outstanding talent. You talk about multi-dimensional. He was the MVP of the McDonald's Classic.
Marbury, pretty pass.
Stephon Marbury is going to fit in perfectly at Georgia Tech, where Bobby Cremins has done a great job of developing point guards. Here's Robert Traylor. Jam City, baby.
He's got 3 dunks in this game already.
Look at him, look at him. Is he happy?
Shakes and rattles and rolls.
Yeah, he's jubilant. He's excited.
Kevin Garnett came right back after that dunk and got his own.
Yeah, there's Kevin Garnett from out of Chicago. He came the way of South Carolina. He told us last night his 3 choices are Michigan, South Carolina, and North Carolina, where his cousin Shaman Williams goes. He says, I love my cousin Shaman. Can you imagine, though, if he went to Michigan as well? Where's Mr. Fisher? He's going to have an A team and a B team of front court players.
It's going to be UCLA of the 1960s, when the B team would usually beat the A team, that freshman team that included the likes of Bill Walton and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Out on the West Coast, when I do the late games for ESPN with Larry Farmer, it's wonderful talking with Coach Farmer about those days when he had to carry that Walton guy on his back for so many years.
Watt had such a run there when John Wood had achieved the Wizard of Westwood, but it was beautiful to see him being embraced by Jim Herrick and being on the court side watching UCLA win the 11th national championship. And I thought it was magnificent. Those kids played with great character, and to respond in a positive way they did without their engine, Tyus Edney, was unbelievable.
Sharif Abdur-Rahim will be playing against UCLA at California Berkeley Bears.
They got a great guard coming in by the name of Ed Gray, who's a transfer from out of Tennessee. He joined with Tremaine Folks and Jelani Gardner, Todd Bozeman. I feel 4 schools last year that didn't make the NIT or the NCAA will be in the NCAA next year. California, Duke, Florida State, and LSU. If LSU has a healthy Randy Livingston.
I did the game where Cal beat UCLA at Pauley Pavilion this year, and you got to see a glimpse of what that team can be like.
A lot of potential. They had a lot of great wins. Unfortunately, they weren't consistent, but that's going to happen with a lot of young people.
Exactly. Here's Marbury, who will be the point guard at Georgia Tech, and he'll fire away and miss long. And rebounding for the West. Coming down, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Can't finish, but Traylor gets it inside, and Rucker has defended him well.
It's amazing Traylor's mobility with that size. If he would trim that about 20 pounds and really get himself 20, 30 pounds down, I understand he's going to work with a trainer and really work on physically getting ready, because on a collegiate level, he's going to have to get himself a little better condition.
Traylor just slipping around Rucker this time, and going in for his 4th dunk of the afternoon.
Nice reverse dunk by Robert Traylor. He doesn't want to disappoint all the local people.
We got 5 guys from the state of Michigan here in the top 20 in America. And here comes Abdur Rahim. See ya.
And he run. He's got tremendous quickness in the open court for a guy 6'9½" from out of Marietta, Georgia. I almost bought a home out there. It's a beautiful area. Marietta, Dunwoody, Woody, gorgeous area.
But they wouldn't have you, huh?
I decided to go to Florida. A little more sunshine and
Ryan Blackwell for 3.
Blackwell showing some range. Jimmy Bam's had a little bit tough this year in terms of recruiting. He's been number 2, and you know number 2 in recruiting doesn't count for Stephon Marbury and also for Mr. Blackwell.
Abdur Rahim missing long, and here's the outlet to Kevin Garnett, who can't make the catch because Abdur Rahim got back defensively quick.
Oh, we're going to be joined by a real surprise. I mean a fair player. He's got a little bit of talent. As we watch Mr. Traylor along that baseline, the guy we're going to talk to has a little bit of talent, America. I'll let you try to guess who he's going to be. Oh, look, he's sitting here. From Pistons fame, Mr. Hill, Grant Hill.
Grant, how are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Hey, you had your first triple-double the other day.
Yeah, I did here, and it was fun. The guys were here watching us play, and I told them I'd come watch them play.
I thought it was great that you had a chance to speak to them. They were excited about that as well. Spoke about you last night when I spoke at the banquet, about you and O'Bannon when both of you played in a game, and I had a chance to speak to you guys in the locker room before the game, and I said, Grant, and you've heard this time and time again, what you and Ed O'Bannon bring to the table, other than great basketball ability, is tremendous character.
Well, thanks. Ed O'Bannon is a great player, and back when he was in high school, he was the top player, and I'm so happy for him. And just try to go out there and be a good, good basketball player, but also good people.
Grant, what was it like for you when you had these experiences as a senior in high school?
It was a lot of fun. I think throughout high school, playing in different leagues, playing in different camps, you develop relationships and friendships with a lot of the guys, and it was sort of like a going-out party, the last high school event, and I know these guys are having fun.
Hey, what do you think of Mr. Traylor, Mr. Basketball in Michigan?
Yeah, he's great. I haven't really seen him in person, but I've seen a lot of him on TV this year, and to be so big, he can get up down the court. It reminds me of Dimitri Hill with more athleticism.
Oh, yeah, right. Hill from out of Florida. Neat hook. Hey, also, have you seen Stephon Marbury at all?
Yeah, I was a counselor at a camp with him a couple years ago, and he was a freshman, and I just knew he had loads of potential. And I remember his brother, Norman Marbury, and he's a great player, and he'll do well in Georgia Tech against my Blue Devils. Yeah,
he's going down to Georgia Tech. Who else has impressed you out here?
I like Vince Carter, who broke my heart going to North Carolina. I thought he would come to Duke, and I like his game, and I've heard a lot about the big guy, Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, Garnett's a good multi-talented. He runs the court really well. Up and away, a little reverse jam, Grant Hill style.
Paul Pierce out of Inglewood High School.
Yeah, he's going to be a great addition, Grant, down there at Kansas. He's a kid that has a lot of skills, Pierce. He's 28 in the McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah, I heard a lot about him, and
Marbury with the rebound. And he's looking for a runner, and it's Kevin Garnett who can't finish.
Great look, though, by Marbury. There's Garnett with the big monster jam on the baseline. Marbury was trying to recruit last night at the banquet, trying to recruit Garnett to join him at Georgia Tech.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he went there, they would take the ACC. Two great players.
You told me when you and I had a chance to speak, you said to me, Coach, make sure you tell a lot of those kids to stay in school. There is nothing like college basketball.
No, definitely. College basketball is the best, and you have the most fun in college. And you'll have time to come here and make the money and play in the NBA, but enjoy it while you can in college. And I hope a lot of the young guys, I hope they do what's best for them. Jerry Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace, and those guys.
We'll come back and finish our conversation with Grant Hill, Steve Physiot, Dick Vitale, and Magic Johnson's Round Ball Classic.
Just spray it on.
Kids, and they say long-term goal to play in the NBA, all 20 of them. What did you talk to them about when you visited with the other day?
Well, just to have fun with all this and to keep it all in perspective and to take advantage of this opportunity to get education and try to. Everyone wants to play in the NBA, and that's a dream for everyone. But make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you have a second parachute.
Oh, what a beautiful shot by Paul Pierce.
I mean, are you serious? That was a Grant Hill play, a Michael Jordan play. We got to get a replay of that, baby. Wow. Up and away, reverse hanging. Watch this play, people, on the baseline. This is a high school player. I mean, you talk about hang time. That's Michael Jordan. Hey, have you played against Jordan yet since he's back?
Yeah, we play him on Wednesday.
So, you better get some sleep on Tuesday.
Get my vitamins.
Because I'll tell you one thing, he's going to be excited hooking up with you.
Definitely. So I'm excited too, though.
Are you going to guard him?
We'll see.
During the commercial break, Grant, you pointed to Sharif Abdur-Rahim, like you really like him. Why?
Well, I'd seen him on TV, and I've read some things about him and heard he's just a great player. And there's so many great players. It's hard to single out one, but I heard a lot of good things about him. And I think he's going to California.
Yeah, he's going out to California. Hey, Grant, let me ask you this. I mean, you're new to this in terms of now playing in the NBA. But it's amazing to me, following the game a number of years, the players, in my estimation, seem to be getting better and better. What do you attribute to that? When you see high school kids here doing the things they're doing, they're already talking about kids next year. Tim Thomas, who's a junior, and a kid by the name of Lester Earl. What do you attribute why these kids are getting so good and so skilled? It's unreal.
I don't know. I mean, guys are... Kevin Garnett, who's 6'10", 6'11", can handle the ball, can shoot it. Traylor, it's just amazing. I don't think when I was in high school we were that good. And looking back, we were pretty good, but it's hard to believe that these guys are taking it to another level, and I'm sure there'll be more players down the road who will be even better. So why, I don't know.
Do you attribute it maybe to some of these camps they have, the specialization, players playing nothing but basketball and going to all these competitive camps across America?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the summertime, you're playing against the best year-round, whether it's during the regular season in high school or in the summer. I mean, it's great, and it just makes these guys get better and better, and it's just tremendous.
Some of the kids are playing 25, 30 games at least in the summer with all these AAU teams, etc. I just hope they don't put it totally out of whack and out of perspective. The one great thing that you had balance in your life with your family, your foundation, to understand it was more in life than just a jump shot.
No, definitely. And these kids got to understand it too. And it's more important. There's more to life than just basketball. And hopefully these guys will like that too.
We want to thank you for joining us. Really nice that you came out.
Thank you.
Grant Hill, Dick Vitale, Steve Physiak. We're at the Palace in Auburn Hills, and we are through the first half. At halftime, we will hang with Mr. Cooper, Mark Curry, who's coaching both the East and West squads here this afternoon. Right now at the half, the West running away from the East, 55-42, getting great play from Robert Traylor and Paul Pierce in that second quarter.